state of Georgia, a friendly and fast-developing metropolis that already boasts the busiest airport in the world. And to this futuristic Omni Stadium here, the flamboyant boxing promoter Don King has brought a world title fight. Good afternoon. Well, certainly Atlanta is not regarded as a big fight center, but it's certainly staging Tony TNT Tubbs against terrible Tim Witherspoon for the WBA crown, and I'm delighted to be ringside with Reg Guttridge. Tubbs, the champion, making his first defense against the former WBC title holder, Tim Witherspoon. It is a most important confrontation. It's also a very interesting one because it sees a clash of styles, the considerable boxing skills of Tubbs against the slugging aggression of Witherspoon. And I can tell you, there's no doubting the determination, the conviction, and the commitment of either man.
I'm the best boxer in this ring, and I'm going to take complete control.
I'm going to attack his body, I'm going to attack his soul, and then what's left of it, I'm going to take that too.
The contender, former WBC champion Tim Witherspoon, hungry to be a title holder again.
Tim Witherspoon, this is Tony TNT Tubbs. Dynamite in both hands.
The champion, Tony Tubbs, has struggled too long to let it go too fast.
There's one man that stands in my way from being the third man in history to ever regain the title.
If Witherspoon does not knock Tubbs out of the way, he'll be out of the running.
When I step out that ring tonight, that belt's going to be around my waist because that belt belongs to me.
After the fight tonight, the belt will still be mine. Tony TNT Tubbs, terribly unique, bad, bold, and sexy.
Well, he's not likely to appeal to Witherspoon. This fight certainly could be the first step towards establishing an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world from the three divisions: the World Boxing Association, the World Boxing Council, and the International Boxing Federation. Tubbs, well, this is his first fight since winning the title back in April. He's had 22 contests. He is unbeaten. 15 of his victories have been inside the distance. Witherspoon has had 25 fights, winning 23, 16 by knockout, and his defeats were by Larry Holmes when first challenging for the WBC title, and by Pinklon Thomas when eventually relinquishing it. Well, the fight is over 15 rounds, and now let's hear from our commentator, Reg Guttridge.
So referee there, Nate Morgan, giving the last orders.
Shake hands now and good luck to you both.
First of heavyweight championship for the referees, 56, been around a long time and done some top stuff. Former champion Jimmy Ellis there in Tubbs's corner. So there it goes then, scheduled of course for 15 rounds, the World Boxing Association Championship. And these fellas, certainly Tubbs is not probably known in Britain as much as he should be. He's very mobile, incredible. He's coming at 17 stone 6. It really is incredible. Against Witherspoon's 16-3. He's only six pounds lighter than when he fought in Birmingham last October against Sam Scuff. That really was a nothing fight, actually. So the first defense then for Tony Tubbs, nicknamed TNT, from Cincinnati. And he started a lot earlier, actually, than Witherspoon, although there's only a matter of months between them in age. And he fought in the World Amateur Championships, Tony Tubbs, and lost in the final to the great Cuban Teofilio Stevenson. So he really understands the boxing business. But Witherspoon is saying he's going to take the fight to Tubbs. He's not going to pity-pat his way through the opening rounds. Well, they're getting off to a fairly fast start for absolute giants, aren't they, these two? I've been an admirer of Tubbs's boxing ability for a long time. He doesn't always put it together too much. Sometimes he takes a bit too much of a rest between punches. But Witherspoon's a hard man, although boxing is betting is illegal in Georgia. He's just been made, I understand, a slight favourite, Witherspoon. He lost his WBC championship to Pinklon Thomas, and he won the championship from Greg Page, who was subsequently defeated by Tubbs for the other one, for the World Boxing Association, if that doesn't confuse you as it does me. Anyway, it's scheduled for 15 and not the 12, which WBC and British fights now is that standard distance. Now, these fellas do trade on durability. Neither of them have taken a count. So when Frank Bruno, I know, looks in and weighs these fellows up and records them and so forth, I think that's the thing you really have to be respected with these two fellas. They absorb punches so well. Or at least they have in the past, can they tonight? The referee doesn't mind getting in there, mixing it a bit with them. It'd be easier for him if they can break on command rather than him having to use force if he's got to do that for any long distance. Well, Witherspoon's kept his word, coming up to the closing seconds of the opening round. He said he'd come out throwing punches, wasn't going to do any hiding. No, he didn't do this when he fought in Birmingham. He laughed around a bit. See, that's Slim Robertson there. They keep the jab in his face. That's what he wants to do. He's certainly listening, Tim Witherspoon, isn't he? Important match for these fellas now. Second round. Decent opening round, I thought, for Witherspoon. He just threw a few more punches. But this mobility of Tubbs is quite incredible. It's his heaviest he's weighed. He was 16 stone 4 when he defeated Bone Crusher Smith. And now he's over a stone heavier. But he says, don't be obsessed by weight. I know when I'm fit. And they did, in fact, weigh over 24 hours before this fight, so he could be over 18 stone for this one, actually in the ring. Good fast hands, hasn't he, Tubb? Definitely carrying a little bit. He's got the contours of a channel swimmer rather than a world champion. But that's the way he fought in the amateurs. He was over 16 stone mark then at 17. Getting a bit rough now. And referee Morgan having to remind them that there's a little bit of Queensberry in there somewhere, rules. It's an exceptionally fast start for a heavyweight championship fight, this, and there's a good trading round, this. And you're almost in there with them there, with our cameraman over the ropes almost. It's a pretty hard old game, isn't it? You've got to be a big fella to survive and have an even bigger heart. Tubbs is a good defensive fighter. He doesn't mind boxing on the retreat a little bit. And this is a far different Witherspoon from his last two fights, which really were total non-entity opponents. They really love this infighting in the American ring, don't they? See, they're not holding on at all. They're the referee eventually have to part them, but they're trying to punch inside. There he is now. He's given them every room. So the countdown for the end of the second. If the one boxer goes down 3 times in any round, the bout is automatically over. Into the third round then, and a very lively start indeed, really. There's no sort of searching going on. They knew they had to get on with it. they'd missed each other in the amateur ring. Tony Tubbs actually fought the former champion Greg Page 7 times in the amateur, so he really does have a student boxing background in that sense. They both come from traditional fighting towns, really. Philadelphia, Cincinnati. Well, Witherspoon might be giving away weight, but he's the one who's trying to do the bullying tactics. As he said, it's no use me trying to stand there and outbox this fella. He's a bit smart, he's very clever. He said, I just got to take a few chances. You've got to gamble a bit when you're trying to get your championship back. Or actually, in this case, another version of the championship. Question now, this tournament trying to unify one champion. We've got 3 unbeaten champions, WBC, WBA, and a thing called the IBF. And this is part of the, what you would term the elimination series. Well, I tell you, I hope they both got sound ribs. In this case, particularly Tubbs. He took a good whack round there. Oh, some good solid stuff going. They're really not larking about. Mind you, there's enough target to find there with Tubbs. He really can't hide with that waistline. The nickname Terrible Tim Witherspoon is not in any derogatory sense. It was actually invented by Muhammad Ali as a kind of joke. You know, you're real mean, moody and terrible. He used to box a lot with Ali. And to our surprise, Ali has actually been sparring here. His 44th birthday today. He's been sparring, pit-patting a little bit with Tubbs. Oh, what a good round again. Any chance of keeping this up for 15 rounds? But as I said, they've traded on durability all through their careers.
Stay down the stomach, Tim. Got to stay downstairs. You're doing all right, Tim. You're doing all right, Tim.
Well, you know what that means. Stay downstairs. Throw punches to the body, the seconds are telling Tim Witherspoon. Big thing for him, you know, to try and recapture the championship. Only 2 others, Floyd Patterson and Muhammad Ali, have done that.
You won every round. Okay? All right. That's right. Don't get attacked. All right.
Fourth round. And I'm not sure that Tubbs' seconds are quite judging the fight as they should have done if they think he's won every round. It's a little bit closer than that for me. But anyway, long way to go. I'm trying to think of a heavier championship than this, and I can't off the top of my head. 17 stone 6 against 16 stone 3. I don't think the weight matters too much if you've got fast hands and decent feet, which Tubbs has. And of course, in the end, a strong chin to match. Tubbs made hard work of, he won clearly, but he made hard work of defeating Greg Page. But then very few people look good in a Greg Page fight, sometimes including Page. He really knows how to box on the retreat there, Tubbs. I mean, he doesn't run away. He does something on the way back. That's what the old scribes would have called in the bare knuckle days, milling on the retreat. And you remember in the rule books, it's the man who does the leading off, not necessarily meaning aggression in that sense, that you can still lead off but not be walking forward. Yeah, this is a pretty fit referee at 56 years of age. He's got to stay in there for 50.